Hello everyone, Blugoblin here on behalf of Dark Avenger Inc. I am here today to give you a review of Ultimate Comics X-Men number 22. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but on my comic book review on my channel, my previous one, I said that I filmed this review immediately after I filmed that review. Unfortunately, I had to correct that statement. I did not. Some things came up with work and everything, and then I had to prepare for a very fun live show I did with some other members of Dark Avenger Inc. and I never got around to it, so I'm doing it now. I apologize for that, but you're just here for the comic book review, aren't you? So let's go ahead and get to it. This is Ultimate Comics X-Men number 22. This is the conclusion of Reservation X. Brian Wood and Nathan Edmondson, I believe, are the two people who are still are writing this book. Now we got Carlo Barberi. Oh God, how do you pronounce his name? Barberi. Carlo Barberi. I'm hoping I didn't butcher that name. I'm probably willing to bet I did. But Barberi's artwork in here is actually really well done. I mean, I like how he draws everybody, especially but you know, I gotta poke fun. I gotta kid around. I especially love the women with what's the term I'm looking for? Their hips so swayed and everything like that. I mean, even when they're just regularly standing, the girls have to sway their hips like they're so sexy and stuff like that. It's one of the biggest cliches in comic books when it comes to female characters, but it's still there. It's obvious that it's still there. I mean, no matter what, they still have to pose. Even Kitty Pryde, which is weird because she's 17. Ew. Carlo. What? No, I'm playing. Enough kidding around. Let's get on to this book. This, you know, as I said, this is the conclusion of Reservation X. If you've been following this story, you know that what few mutants are left have been given this land, and they have created their own utopia. This is like the ultimate version of utopia. It's just in a desert land instead of being on the former asteroid M. Okay, go figure. It's basically a desert reservation / trailer park for the mutants, but it's their land. They do what they want there, and so far in the story, they have developed what they call a sentient seed, which they claim could solve world hunger. You know, it's a seed that can give limitless food supply, which sounds awesome when you really think about it, but, you know, because in this particular issue, excuse me, because it's coming from the mutants, immediately a bunch of humanity is like saying, we don't want anything to do with this. It's created by the mutants. Ew, get it away. No, we don't want it. But there are also there's a double edge to it. There are some countries who are almost literally begging for this seed. It's like, yeah, we want it. And there are some countries that say, you know, forget it, we don't want it. You know, it's from the mutants, and I like that. I mean, there's a unique twist. I mean, not everybody hates it because it's simply because from the mutants, but there are some people who are like, yeah, we don't care, we want it. It could do us some good in our country. Still, the mutants are being, you know, supposedly, you know, they're still led by Kitty Pryde, and they're being backed up by Tony Stark for good PR, which is a good thing because, you know, he's rich, he can afford it, and, you know, what publicity can't hurt, you know, and it's really well done. The mutants still find out they have some enemies out there who are willing to go against what the President of the United States decreed, you know, Captain America. They're willing to, you know, to go against what he said about the mutants. You know, it's like, hey, this war is over, let them be, you know, but there are still some humans that are saying, screw that, we're going to get them. We're going to get these mutants and everything. Iron Man and Jimmy Wolverine's son. They detect an attack, and Iron Man takes care of it. But not all things are well in Utopia. Kitty still knows about Nomi's attacks on her life, the threats, the defiance, and everything. And Nomi's still standing by her beliefs that humanity and mutants can't possibly coexist. I mean, she's pulling a Magneto. I swear, and how fitting that her powers are magnetism. I'm sorry, but this is a cheap way. I like this character. I like Nomi. She's a cute character. She's got good character development going for her. But at the same time, I can't help but think that she's kind of like an ultimate cheap knockoff of Magneto. It's like the writers. It's like Brian Wood and Edmondson. It's like they're trying to turn her into Magneto diet. And I don't know. I still have. She is a great character. She could have potential to be a good villain, but as of right now, I'm still not completely sold on it. But who knows? I've been wrong before. She could end up being awesome. But something goes wrong at Utopia, and everybody suspects the worst, that the seed was destroyed. Is it destroyed? Is it not destroyed? I'm not going to ruin that. And I'm also not going to ruin how the book ends, even though the ending was a bit, wasn't great, wasn't bad. It was one of those cliffhangers where you're like, I'm not really surprised how it ended. But at the same time, it keeps me wanting more, so I would say go ahead and pick this book up. I think it's definitely worth the read, but unfortunately, I only have to recommend this for anybody who's loved the Ultimate X-Men series. If you're wanting to jump on board with this series, I don't recommend you jump on board here. Maybe wait until the next issue, because this is the conclusion of the story and we're moving on to the next. So if you haven't jumped on board with this, I wouldn't do it here. I would probably either pick up some back issues or wait till the next story starts. But other than that, this was a good read. I did enjoy it. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't the best. And we also get a return of another mutant who I thought was killed, but turns out she didn't die. And I'll go ahead and spoil this. It's Husk. Husk returns. And I thought, wow, okay, this could really go somewhere. But the twists, on how she came back and how she's acting now that she is back, it's got me interested in further stories with her, and I'm glad I caught up with this series, and I thought this was a good read. But it's just not perfect. I would give this book about 3.5 stars out of 5. I thought it was above average, but it was far from perfect. But I really did think it was a good read. If you like the Ultimate X-Men, I'd say pick it up. I think it'd be worth a read. So there you go. There's my review of Ultimate Comics X-Men number 22. I hope you all enjoyed this. Please don't forget about Dark Avenger Inc. and Dark Avenger Inc. Plus. Come on, don't forget about Plus. I'll put the links in the description for everything, as well as the link to their Facebook page. Don't forget to stop by my channels, Blugoblin01, Blugoblin X. I promise I'll get back to work on Blugoblin X as soon as I can find the time. Check out my comic book reviews. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to Dark Avenger Inc. and Inc. Plus. Thanks for watching this review, everybody, and until next time, I'll see y'all later.